Hello everyone. Today we will continue with our lesson on least common multiple or LCM. The objective today is we will be able to know about least common multiple and how to find the least common multiple or LCM of a number. We will be using the division method today. So what is the least common multiple or LCM? The LCM of two or more numbers is the smallest number we can divide by the numbers without leaving a remainder. Previously, we have looked at two other methods. One was the common prime factor method and the other one was the maximum occurring prime factor method. Today, we will be learning the division method of finding the LCM. Let us quickly take a look at how we used the common prime factors method. If you cannot remember how we did this, you can watch the video where we learned about using the common prime factor method. So, how do we find the LCM using the common prime factor method? First, we find the prime factors of the numbers. So, the prime factors of 30 are 2, 3 and 5. Of 45 are 3, 3 and 5. We can use the division method or the number tree method to find the prime factors. After we have found the prime factors, we will find the common prime factors between the numbers. If the prime factors are shared between two or more numbers. First, 3 is common between the two numbers, so we write down 3. Next, 5 is common between the prime numbers, so we write down 5. What are the numbers left? 2 and 3. These are not common between 30 and 45, but we still write them down. After that, we multiply all the numbers and we get the LCM of 30 and 45. This is the first method that we had learned. Next, we will quickly take a look at using the maximum occurring prime factors method. How do we do this? Again, we start by finding the prime factors of the numbers. The prime factors of 30 are 2, 3, 5 and 45 are 3, 3, 5. What is the next step? We start by finding the prime factors, how many times they are occurring under each number. First, we check 2. It appears only once under 30. So, we write down 2 once. Next, we check the number 3. 3 is appearing only once under 30 and 2 times under 45. So, we write down 3 2 times because this is the maximum number of times it is occurring under any of the numbers. Finally, we look at the number 5 and it is occurring only one time under 30 and only one time under 45. So, we write down 5 only once. Once we have found out all the numbers, we multiply them and we get the LCM of the two numbers. This is how we find the LCM using the maximum occurring prime factors. You can visit the video where we learned about using this method. Next, we will see how to find the LCM of the numbers using the division method. First, we will write down the two numbers. What is the smallest prime number the two numbers are divisible by? It is 3. We divide it by 3 and we write 10 and 15. What is 10 and 15 divisible by? Both of them are divisible by 5. And we write 2 and 3. Now, 2 is only divisible by 2. So we divide 2 by 2 and we write 1. 3 is not divisible by 2. So we just copy 3 to the next line. Then we divide the last line by 3. We copy 1 and we divide 3 by 3 and we get 1. So we keep on dividing the numbers till we get 1 at the very last line. This is how we find the LCM using the division method. So what is the LCM? We take all the small numbers, the prime numbers that we divided the numbers by, we multiply them and we get the LCM of the two numbers. Let us look at another example with four numbers: 30, 90, 210 and 350. You can see that all these four numbers are divisible by 3. So we divide the numbers by 3 and we write down the answer in the next line. Next, 10, 30, 70 and 105. I can see 10, 30 and 70 are divisible by 2 because their last digit is 0. So I divide the numbers by 2 and write down the answers in the next line. 105 we cannot divide, so we write 105, copy it to the next line. Then we can see 5, 15, 35 and 105, they all end with 5, which means they are all divisible by 5. I divide them by 5 and I write the answer in the next line. 1, 3, 7, 21. 3 and 21 are divisible by 3. 7 and 21 are divisible by 7. So I can divide them by 7 and I copy 3 to the next line because it is not divisible. 7 and 21 I divide by 7 and write the answers in the next line. Finally, in the last line, I can divide the two numbers by 3 and I get the answer as 1, 1, 1, 1. So we have reached the last line using the division method. So what is the LCM of all the four numbers? We multiply all the numbers that we have divided the four numbers by and we get the LCM as 630. Now this is something for you to practice. You will find the LCM of 48, 60 and 280 using the division method. How will you do it? You will divide all the numbers by the smallest numbers, the smallest prime numbers. You will continue dividing until you get only ones as the last line. After that, you will multiply all the smallest numbers that you divided the numbers by and the product is the LCM. You will use the next 5 minutes to find the answer of this problem. You can pause the video as you are working on the problem. Once you are finished, you can come back and start watching again. You can pause the video now. So how did we find the LCM of the three numbers using the division method? Let us see. 48, 60, 280. We start them by dividing by 2. We write the answer in the next line. 24, 30 and 140, those are again divisible by 2 and I write the answer in the next line. 12, 15, 70. 12 and 70 are divisible by 2. 12 and 15 are divisible by 3. I can divide them by any of the numbers. I will divide them by 2 first. And I write down the answer. 12 divided by 2 is 6. 15 we cannot divide by 2, so we just copy the number as 15. 70 we divide by 2 and I'll write the answer as 35. Next, we will see how we can divide 6, 15 and 35. We will divide them by 3 and we write the answer. 35 is not divisible by 3, so we copy 35 to the next line. 2, 5 and 35. So 5 and 35 are divisible by 5 and we copy 2 to the next line as we cannot divide it. So we write the answer as 217. In the last line, I divide it by 2 and I get 1, 1 and I copy 7 to the next line. Finally, I divide by 7 and I get all ones as the last line. So I have finished my division. So what is the LCM? I multiply all the small prime numbers I divided the numbers by, and I get the LCM as 1680. So this is how we use the division method to find the LCM of a number. Let us see how much you have learned. Next, you will find the LCM of these three sets of numbers. After you have done this problem, you will take a picture and send it to me. Good luck.